Chapter 1. A person gets at the top place where she always desired to live, through going countless trails and errors and many sacrifice and a lot of other things as well. But what will happen if one day you find out that everything that you had has been taken away from you? That your very worst nightmare comes true? There was a very large and organized company which was at his highest peak, and what was a great point about it was that it started as an individual small company, and now it was touching skies. The founder of this company was actually a very young man. His name was Leo, and 24 years business tycoon. While he was young and sharp, he was very talented in business and was called Mr. Perfect. Even though men older than his own father would respect him, not because he had all the money and eyes on him, but because even after achieving those heights at such young age, he never let his pride get the full of himself, and he wouldn't have been called Mr. Perfect only because he was young and rich. He was the most handsome as well. Once, when he was coming from a meeting tired, he saw a girl who had fell into a manhole. Though being tired to his core, when he heard the commotion and saw that the people were recording the whole thing instead of helping her, he saved her without thinking twice. Leo had the respect of every single person working in his company, staring from the maintenance to the shareholders, obviously due to his constant name upon the market. Some people were his enemies to him, but Leo never bothered because he was always steps ahead of them, and he had more friends than foes. In the name of family, he only had his uncle and aunt who took care of him from the day he lost his parents. Leo had lost his parents in an accident when he was very young, so his uncle and aunt were the ones who took care of him. Leo had his cousin work at his office, and he also gave some % of share of the company to him, to repay the kindness his uncle and aunt showed him, but Leo was very disappointed to see how his cousin was nothing more than just a burden. Leo's cousin was never a hard worker, and he just wanted to live his life as a carefree person, while money was being transferred to his account without his effort artwork. Whenever someone would see him, they would gossip about how he was just a burden for Leo and how he is useless. He would always be compared to Leo at every matter. The next thing he knew, he hated Leo for his achievement and would often say that if he had the company under his control, he would have done and achieved more than Leo. While Leo was working hard on a new project, his cousin somehow placed a paper inside of a bunch of paper, which was going to be taken to Leo so that he can sign it. Leo was talking formally to some other companies. CEO, a worker with a lot of papers in his hands, came to Leo's cabin, asked his permission, and placed it on his table. While talking with the CEO of the other company, Leo started to sign the papers. His cousin was desperately watching him from a corner so that he would sign the paper without missing it. While being busy, Leo finally came to the paper which his cousin had kept. Leo stopped for a minute and saw the paper and gave a smile looking towards the paper. His cousin thought that Leo caught him and went inside Leo's cabin and saw that Leo signed the paper, as he didn't even notice that. Leo asked his cousin the reason to show up in his cabin. His cousin said, "I am here to take the papers that you are signing." Leo said, "Okay, then take this." His cousin was surprised that how the so-called Mr. Perfect didn't even notice the paper. When he came out of the office, he went to see some people who said him, that why do you look so surprised and did you complete the work? They were some of the shareholders and business partners and friends. The total of the people who were there were about 50 members. They had planned to take over all the things that Leo had achieved, saying that whatever he has now is all because of them. So it was natural that they should have the company and that they can lead the way to more heights without the help of Leo. And the only one who Leo can trust, without any doubts, were the family members, but Leo's uncle and aunt wouldn't accept the condition to help them in the plan. But when they found out about Leo's cousin saying how he hated Leo and all the things, and his thoughts in the club, they thought that without his help taking over Leo's company will be a dream. The next day, when Leo came to the company, the people who planned on taking over the company were waiting for him in the meeting area and sent some workers to say Leo to some straight to the meeting area. When Leo went there, he saw that the people were waiting for him and said that, "Welcome, Mr. Perfect," or Mr. EX Perfect. Leo said them that what is the reason for all of them to come to his place and say all this. One of the shareholder came forward and said that, "Why don't you ask your cousin?" When Leo asked about this to his cousin, he said that, "We have taken over your company. The coming Monday, we will officially take over the company." Leo was calm and showed no response and said, "That, and how do you think that would happen?" His cousin said, "That you have already signed the papers that says that you have shared the company to all the people present here in equal parts, and that you don't need any money and share of the company." Leo just saw everyone present there and said all the best, then silently walked away without making a fuss, but he was looking as if he was about to punch someone really hard. When Leo left the office, suddenly the water fell on Leo from above. It missed from the hand of glass cleaner. The soaking wet Leo was going to pick up his car, but someone robbed him, and he didn't even have money to go home. It felt as if his bad luck had hit him hard, than ever, and then Leo had to walk home. But when he thought nothing worse could happen, his coat was also taken from some homeless people. Chapter 2. Those people who looted Leo were seeing all of this and were laughing at him and saying some very bad things about him, but Leo and a person inside of those people who was actually on Leo's side and on his command. The one person joined them to keep an eye on them. Leo's man was really angry at all of them, but showed that he was happy to see Leo at this state. After walking for about a mile or so, Leo sat on a park to rest, and the rain started pouring down. Leo immediately found a shelter under some trees, and while he was thinking something, a girl took shelter under the tree as well. The girl was looking like an ordinary girl with glasses, but to his surprise, she saw him listening to the news which stated that Leo, who was called the Imperfect, had gone missing after leaving the company in the hands of the shareholders, and he even gave the shares of his own to different company members who he trusted. The girl said, raged that my Leo wouldn't do anything like that. What are they thinking of themselves? Do they have a death wish? Leo couldn't help but laugh at the girl's innocent behavior. After hearing the laugh of Leo, that girl said, "Why are you laughing?" Then Leo said that, "I am sorry, but you were so innocent I couldn't do anything." When that girl heard his voice, she said that there is no way this could be true, but why do I hear my Leo's voice from your mouth? Who are you? Suddenly some people came to the park and they were talking that, wherever you find Leo, kill him. The girl suddenly said that, who are this people and how dare they say those things? When she was going to talk to those people, Leo stopped her and said that, you don't know what they said. Leo is very special to you, huh? Leo suddenly pulled her under some bushes and said, stay silent or else they will hear you. While seeing this, when the wind blew, Leo's hair went upwards, and the girl saw that the guy was Leo himself. The girl went silent. She didn't utter a single word. When those strangers went away to look somewhere else, Leo left the girl and said that thank you for helping me. The girl apologized for how she reacted and asked him that where are you heading towards now? Leo said that I cannot go to my house because they would be waiting for me, and said that maybe I have to find a place for spending the night. I guess the girl said that, why don't you come to my house? It is not so far from here. Leo said, if it's okay, but are you fine to spend the night with a stranger? She said, you are the real Leo, so I know and trust you. But the question isn't that whether I am okay with it or not. The question is whether my small house would be able to live up to your thinking or not. Leo laughed and said that, please let me stay at your house if it's okay with you. That is what I am supposed to say, and the rest is up to you. The girl said that, then please come with me. I would be more than happy to have you. When they reached the girl's house, the girl said Leo to take a bath and change the cloths and handed him some boys' cloths. Leo went in, took a bath and changed. When Leo came out, he said that he wants to leave. The girl was in a shock. She said him that her house may be small, but he can at least rest in the house, and said that outside is dangerous and started to cry, but still said that you can go if you want, I can't force you right. Who am I to force the MR perfect? Leo said to calm down first, and said that he was feeling bad if her boyfriend comes home. She said, I don't have a boyfriend though. Leo said then, whose shirt and pant is this? The girl said that it's my younger brother's. He comes to spend some time with me here. And there is no way someone would love a waste like me. Leo says that you are very beautiful, and said that I don't know your name yet. The girl was so happy to hear those words from Leo, and was frozen after a bit when she came back to her senses. Leo had asked her name for about 8 times. Then she said that her name was Sarah. After that, they laughed a lot about many things, and then Sarah asked that whether Leo remembers her. Leo said that yes, you fell in that manhole, right? Sarah said yes, thank you for saving me that day, and I didn't think that you would remember me, because you are at a really high post and I am just a stupid lowlife. Leo said if you once again say anything bad to yourself, I will be angry. I just fell for you the moment I saw you, and you are talking bad to the girl I like. Sarah was so confused and shocked by hearing what Leo said that she couldn't say anything. Then Leo said that I am sorry. A man who is bankrupt shouldn't say something like that. Sarah interrupted him and said, I don't care about the money. Talking to you was a dream come true, and what you are saying just doesn't feel real. But you are the only person who actually admired me in my whole life. After my parents died, I lived alone with my brother, and now I am where I am now, but I can't find myself going alongside you. Then Leo said that he had knew her house address from the day he met her, and that she just thinks very less of her, but she is very high from what she thinks. Leo then asks her formally on his knees that whether she will date him with the intention of one day marrying him. Sarah said, if I am capable of your status, then I will be pleased to be with you. That's how they both started to live with each other after confessing the love that they both had for each other. Sarah said that the time is very less. What are you going to do, Leo? If you don't do something, the company will go out of your hands. Leo said, don't worry, Sarah. I will get my business back for sure. You don't have to worry about that. But even if my company goes out of my hand, I will start my journey again. We both are still young, and I don't think that it would take much time. I just need you by my side for that to come true. I am about to start a new business, and this time I will not fail at all. Can you trust me and support me? Sarah said, I will be by your side at good and bad. Go on, Leo. I know we can make it through this. I am sure of it. Chapter 3. Leo went on and started a new business. Sarah was shocked to see how he still had money to start a business so large, except the traders of the Leo's old company. About the 80% people came back to Leo. In just 3 days, Leo billed his company back and was fully back on his stage. When the reporters asked him about all this, Leo said that you will come to know the truth at the day of the court's decision date, but the reporters needed more info. Leo said just that. Every hive has honey and bees. It depends that who you want, the honey or the attention of the bees. The reporters were all confused. 2 days after the day of the settlements, the Leo's old company suffered a great deal of lose, and they just started to lose everything from the top to bottom, and before the 50 members even noticed, they went bankrupt. And when they tried to find out the true reason for the bankruptcy, it came out that Leo had took a large number of loan for a big project, but because they didn't knew about the project, so they loosed the project, and the project was given to the new company, which Leo had started. On top of that, when the majority of the company workers shifted to the Leo's company, they couldn't do anything to come back at the feet when they tried to see a way out of the trick of Leo, but didn't find any way. That was the time when all of them realized why he is called the Mimsar Perfect, when they tried to deny the fact that they had a loan on their head and said that Leo is the one who have to pay the money, not them. The bank said that there was never the man, Leo, who took the loan but the company. The whole 50 members who were the part of the company were the people who are the ones who have to pay the money. That's when they realized that they were not the ones who took everything from Leo, but Leo was the one who was controlling them from the very